Dear brothers and sisters, this is a homily for second Sunday of Ordinary Time 2022 Year C. Do whatever he tells you, said Mary to the servants. This is a good message for us even today because it reminds us to do what God tells us through his messengers, through his commandments, and above all, through his holy word in the Bible. But one may ask, what is the importance of a wedding feast in this context? What is the role of Mary in this passage? What is the main message from this passage? Of course, these are some of the questions that will guide and orient us to deeply reflect on the readings of this Sunday. First and foremost, given that Christmas period has just ended, let us remind ourselves how God has manifested his love since Christmas Day. To begin with, on Christmas Day, God manifested his love to humankind through the birth of his Son, Jesus Christ, and in turn, Jesus Christ was manifested to the shepherds around Bethlehem. Again, on Epiphany Sunday, Jesus was manifested to the pagans in form of the Magi from the East. Last Sunday, Jesus was manifested as the beloved Son of God in the River Jordan during his baptism. Finally, on this second Sunday of Ordinary Time 2022, Jesus manifests his glory at the wedding feast at Kana in Galilee. Therefore, we are still in the context of Christ's manifestation, more particularly at the wedding feast at Kana, as indicated by the Gospel passage. What is the importance of the wedding feast in this passage? First of all, Jesus, his disciples, and his mother are invited in the wedding feast at Kana. In fact, in the Gospel of St. John, Jesus starts his public ministry by attending the wedding at Kana. Indeed, what draws our attention most is Jesus who addresses the lack of wine. Why wine? In ancient times, wine was very important during celebrations because in biblical terms, wine represents love and happiness. However, today, during celebrations, one cannot miss wine or any hard drinks, even if it is in local form. On the other hand, let us note that this story is centered on Jesus and not the bridegroom and the bride. Why does John place the beginning of Jesus' public ministry in the context of a wedding feast? It is to announce and synthesize what Christ came for and what he will do during his public ministry. In a more detailed way, Christ is the bridegroom who will wed humankind. Hence, this wedding feast is an image which shows our relationship between God and humankind, a new covenant. What is the role of Mary in this passage? She is a mediator between Jesus and servants. How? When wine was finished, she turned to Jesus and said, "They don't have wine." With this expression, it is not a question, but more of the information. Although Jesus responds with the question, "Why do you turn to me?" But later on, he responded practically by changing water into wine. We can underline here the fact that in the case of the lack of wine, she turned to Christ with hope, faith, and love for help. For us, when we lack or we have insufficient, how, when, why, and whom do we turn to? Moreover, the main message for this second Sunday of Ordinary Time 2022 would be coined in form of a question to be, why did Christ change water into wine? First remark would be, today it is easier to turn wine into water than the other way round. Anyhow, the reasons why Christ turned water into wine would be, one, they lacked wine because it was finished. Second, restore love and happiness because wine represents love and happiness. And finally, to manifest His glory. On the other hand, what would be the meaning of the expression, do whatever He tells you? Pope Paul VI, in his encyclical Marialis Cultus, affirms that Mary's words, do whatever He tells you, re-echoes the episode at Sinai in Exodus chapter 19, verse 8, then chapter 24, from verse 3 to 7. Yes, there is a link between what Mary says, what she does, which matches with what the people of Israel said at Sinai during the ratification of the covenant. In fact, at Sinai, the people of Israel said that they will do whatever God spoke to Moses, whereas in the passage of today, Mary tells the servants to do whatever Jesus tells them. In this passage, Mary stands for a pious people of Israel, of which, when there is no wine, they turn to Christ even though they had other possibilities. Finally, what can we learn from this passage? The 6 jars filled with water for purification symbolizes the imperfection of a religion because it was to be used for external purifications. Why do I say so? Because number 6 symbolizes imperfection. Therefore, Christ changed water into wine to restore and perfect such religion. Again, whenever we feel empty, whenever we lack, do we turn to Christ for help? Or we blame one another for the problems that we encounter? To conclude, may we do whatever that God tells us through His commandments, and may we do whatever that God tells us through His holy word in the Bible. May Christ change what you lack in your family, what you lack in your marriage, what you lack in your life, so that you may live a much happier life like the best wine in this passage. Amen. Have a blessed Sunday.